Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here again. I'm Ilima Hong, and my page is called Essential Digital Biz with Ilima Hong. I'm part of the Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs group. I'm just thrilled to be able to provide a live opportunity to speak about. So excited to be here to speak about, these strategies that help you with your wellness and also help you to learn how to create passive income. I do both messages in my Facebook group, Essential Digital Biz with Ilima Hong. And the reason I choose to give equal attention to both aspects. One is wellness, with a positive mindset, and the other is improving wealth. And this is done through passive income, learning how to create passive income, multiple streams of income. So while I have that message in my group and in most of my social media posts, I'm really here today to just share my story again about overcoming a sudden change and impact to my career that was unexpected, of course, and I had no input whatsoever into the direction that this was going to take. And so I'm going to share how I overcame a challenge like that and just hope that maybe this is something that's also helpful to you. I'm going to put my, sorry, I'm going to include my worksheet that I'm speaking about right now into the comments of the Facebook site here. Hopefully you can sort of use that as a guide while I'm speaking. Nothing formal here. It's very casual. If you know me or you follow my account, Ilima Passive Income Friend, or if you're on Facebook, it's Ilima Hong. For the most part, I'm just me, right? I'm just no different than many of you out there, women or men, over 50 and coming across a possible challenge or a setting or a piece of news that really shook you. And the average person who's many of us, the average person may not be equipped to deal with such news and a shift in your direction with your say or without your say. So what do you do to combat that? Now, a little bit about me. Again, I say my name is Ilima Hong. I'm a wife of 23 years, I have a wonderful husband, and I have two young adult children who have entered college. They're about college age now. And I have my stepdaughter too, who lives in Washington. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she has a child, so we have a grandchild. But we have a tight family unit, and it's really built on, love and care for one another and each other's well-being, of course, and setting goals for ourselves. I have my background is in first of all in human resources. That's what I studied, and I worked in that in finance and in the healthcare field as a human resources director, and I handled employee relations, benefits, mediation, union bargaining units, employee relations, again, I said that, onboarding, interviewing, and that sort of thing. And then I moved my career over to education, and I worked to become a education administrator. And that came with a host of experiences as well. And so during that time of my career in education, and if any of you are in education, you might have experienced what it was like to work in education during the pandemic. And it was crazy. I mean, there are residual effects in our students, in our staff, in our overall morale that, could take a whole nother workshop in live to really dive into. But if we just sort of envision that, as well as administrators, we were entering into the new school year, and anyway, I was given um, before that, as I was building my time as an administrator, just like many of you, many of our women, our professional women, and even our moms who have chosen to stay home now, for the most part, you've aspired to, do the best you can in your line of work. Quality and commitment and dedication to your job. So that's standard for many of you. But I did the same. So I took the certification, I invested the money and my time in years of learning to prepare myself for the next position and the next position and the next position. But as you improve your skills and acquire your leadership, communication, even your technical skills over time, you build up this repertoire of your essence, right? What you bring to the job, and that's unlimited. But at some point, I was there at that point, and I was, given the news that my job was going to change, my setting, my purpose, um, and how I perceived that news. It also meant to me my professional identity was changing. And I wasn't happy about that. I certainly wasn't prepared for a change. But when you work for someone, and this supervisor came in fairly new to the area, had another agenda for that type of job we were in, and made those changes. And as I had mentioned, I have a strong family unit, but as I came home and I had to relay that news to my family, you know, people were up in arms, right? Very concerned. How could that happen? You've established yourself. You're supervising people. How do you just get plucked and moved that way? So there was a lot of questioning, and questioning exteriorly and questioning internally to ask, why? Why does this happen? And I don't know if any of you have had that experience. You don't have to, you know, um, you don't have to be in a job for 30 years for that to happen. But can you imagine that when you've invested so much time and preparation into a job and commitment, and then you have future plans with the job, all that's taken away? Okay, so what do you do, right? There's no handbook for that. And so I'm compelled to kind of share with you. I went through a couple of things that I chose to do to overcome the stress that caused to me and my family. And I have to share it with you, because I just think if this can help somebody really just gain perspective and stay grounded in amidst a stressful situation, then maybe you can avoid, right, hurt feelings, avoid hasty decisions and mistakes. And so the words that I had to relay to my family and then ultimately reciprocate to myself was that of just let it go. Okay? I've made a post about that, or a video recently. What does that mean? What do you mean, let it go? What? How? Aren't I supposed to? Am I a victim? How do I let that go? Am I am I laughed at? How do I let that go? Am I perceived as incompetent? How do I let that go? So, those three questions that I had searched within myself, I still somehow deep down inside heard this whisper, right? Let it go. So I listened, and I had to relay that message to my family seriously, because I had to contain, I had to recover, the hurt feelings and emotions swirling kind of fanatically, kind of swirling in the household, to regroup and let them know that mommy is able to let that go and learn, what does this really mean, right? Sit back and think through, what does this mean for me, and how can I still be myself? How can I still, you know, contribute, because that's important to me? How do I still serve? So all of those core values that I have were up in question because my setting was changed. Okay, it seems very simple, but there was a lot of roots really dug in and established, but that was taken away. So what do, right? And if those words overcame me when I was alone that evening, it was let it go. I picked up this quote from a Taoism study, the study of Taoism, and it says to this extent, it says, the power of letting go is a form of strength that instills a sense of control, liberation, and sophistication. It doesn't depict weakness, letting go. It doesn't depict incompetence. By letting go of these perceived heavy, negative thoughts around a sudden change for you, actually makes you stronger. It makes you take the time to recenter and to reestablish what those values are, to the point where you can realize that you're not as negatively affected, and you won't let yourself be. Okay, so what do, right, in that letting go process? And it could take days, weeks, but it starts from somewhere. It starts with releasing your clenched fists, right? Because with an open hands, palms to the sky, you're receiving. Okay, you're not resisting. And you can release your strained jaw and eyebrows, forehead, muscles. You can definitely start there. It could be with face massage for yourself, or ability to just close your eyes and to breathe in through your nose and slowly out through your mouth, and you start to see your muscles relaxing. And then you definitely can look beyond what is right in front of you. So that negative situation is just right here, just hovering and juxing and blocking you, right? And your perception of that negative situation and those people that maybe affected you that way. But if you can look beyond them, because they are really not standing in front of you realistically, if you're able to look beyond that, then you can remember really who you are. And you can realize, like I did, I had 3 things that were phenomenally important to me, and I had to repeat their importance to me and to my family. And those 3 things were my health, a far more importance and priority I place on my health and the health of my loved ones. That is intact. And the second thing is my relationships with this nice circle of friends and family who are supporting me. Socializing, even here on the screen with all of you. Those relationships are healthy. Right now, I nurture those relationships, and that in turn nurtures me and helps me And lastly, the most important thing I realized when I was able to just let go of the negative emotions around this challenge I was facing was really my untapped potential and ability, right? That's something you have, I have. It's still untapped. There's just this reservoir of potential that you have. So you met a roadblock, so you have an obstacle, and you can choose to overcome that, go through it, go around it, but stay intact yourself. Yeah, don't let it compromise who you are. Okay? So basically, those are the three things: my health, my relationship, and my untapped potential and ability, which is something you have, something I have, and we all have. But what do you want to do at this point with that reservoir of skills, abilities, and experiences? So, could you use these actionable steps to help ground you when because it happens shockingly, I'm sorry, definitely people experience this. Um, could these help you? I sure hope they do. Very convenient, actionable steps that you could do. How often are you in situations or conversations in your head, twisting and turning thoughts around about a situation, right? You're asking, okay, who, what happened? When did it happen? Where? Most importantly, why did this happen, right? Why did this happen? That's really the biggest one. And although you are thinking about that problem, that person, that place, or that thing, how much of it is really, really happening? How much? So by letting go of the emotional heaviness and worry and fear around something that is not happening to you, not causing a threat to you right now. It's just what you're thinking about it and how you're swirling about what it could be, what it's going to turn into, what are people going to think about me, what are they going to say about me. Breathe it all out and let it go, and realize that the first thing you do is acknowledge that you do not control everything, right, around you. Realistically, it's really impossible for anyone to control everything around them. Therefore, letting go of the negative emotions and desire to control people, things, places, and definitely outcomes, is your way of doing that, is your way of actually strengthening and creating a superpower in you. It's not weakening you, it's just the opposite. It's strengthening you. At this time, I'm just going to take a look at who else is saying hi on my live here. Just really appreciate you just kind of jumping on while I'm on here too, sharing with all of you my journey to wellness, right? To better wellness when I was met with very serious adversity. And basically, that's my message in my Facebook account and all of my social media accounts, is really the prioritizing both the improving of your wealth, and I have lessons about that, free training about improving your wealth with passive income and with affiliate marketing. And then alongside that is really strengthening your mindset with a positive, your wellness, strengthening your wellness with a positive mindset. And it takes both. You have to prioritize both W's to really achieve true happiness. So I have a free confidence. I have a free infographic that I'm going to put in the Facebook comments too. Go to my account and you can access also a free 3-day challenge that I'm promoting. It's a 3-day challenge to simpler, stress-free holidays. And I'm going to have more tips about, really convenient, easy to access tips and strategies, because as the holidays are coming up, you're going to deal with a lot of emotions. I mean, it's a wide array of emotions and systems that you're going to be working with during the holidays, right? Family, past relationships, issues that are unresolved, all around this facade, I could say, that sometimes people are putting up a facade around the holidays when you really have deeper issues. But if you can't address that, right away there, then have some strategies. And you can join my free 3-day challenge to a simpler stress-free holiday. I'll have the link in the Facebook comments, and then I might be able to link it here in the TikTok. And of course, everyone should join my Essential Digital Biz with Ilima Hong Facebook group, where I do talk about wealth and wellness, and balancing the two. Let's see if we have any questions here. Thanks, Firefly, for joining us. For sure, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna add this to the comments. It's in the workbook group. It's in the worksheet, but I'll add it here too. Definitely the 3-day challenge. And then for sure my Facebook group has to go in here. Okay, so as I sort of just clear off these viewers are live, and I so appreciate everyone here. Thanks so much, everyone. I know I want to add the, I'm going to add my link here for my Facebook group into the 3-day challenge here. Copy this, copy the link. So TikTok, you go ahead and check that out in my comments. That's going to be the 3-day challenge. Okay, join on in there. But again, I just thoroughly am thankful and blessed. This is the time to be much more aware of our blessings. And sometimes you're still hit with some events in life that stress you out, but you have ways to really take a deep breath and put things in perspective and not react negatively to mirror what is around you that way. Stay positive, stay grounded in knowing your worth and your value to many. If a few people don't feel that way, it's okay. Let it go. And I want to thank everyone so much again for this phenomenal opportunity to allow me to go live here. Thanks everyone here. It's a short moment here, but I'm gonna turn off my Facebook Live here very soon, unless I have some comments, which is great to see. And just overcoming some of these new opportunities, right? To learn how to do lives, to not freeze up and not struggle at all, because just have the confidence that we're just chatting here. I'm just me. I'm not trying to be somebody. I'm certainly not promoting anything that I don't feel passionate about myself. I've always felt the importance of creating passive income, but now we can do it online and through an online business, which is phenomenal, because passive income ideas in the past were more about physical, assets like real estate or selling things. Even that wasn't as passive, but instructing and doing some sorts of memberships. But now in an online setting, it's the list is endless, and the opportunities are all there for you. And I should see if I can add. Go ahead and choose, or just copy and paste the link that's in the comments for the 3-day challenge, as well as information on my Facebook group here. But it's also in my account for TikTok to follow. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's still going. Okay, just checking the Wi-Fi. Okay, thanks so much, Facebook. Have a lovely Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.